Hello, today we're painting on lake shells and making clay figures. Day 1. This is a raccoon. They eat the mussels and leave the shells. This was a different day because this is nighttime and I collected during the day. Day 4. It's kind of sad that the mussels get eaten, so I wanted to make creatures, like they're mussel creatures. So they didn't get eaten, they transformed into creatures. I washed the shells and removed all the stuff and soaked them in isopropyl alcohol for several days. Then we make sure they're as clean as possible. Then use a dirty table and a dirty plate. And of course a dirty palette. It's the browns from the safari scene. And we get a brush and some white paint and then we paint them all white. Well, not all white. I wanted to leave the insides of the ones that were shiny. So I decided not to paint the insides of those two pairs, but I did paint the insides of the other two sets. Then while they were drying, I drew a little sketch and started sculpting the first creature. So we need a little piece of clay and sort of sculpt it into a creature shape and make sure that it fits in the bottom of the shell, like the mussel has transformed into a creature. I start with a little blob of the air dry clay and squish it into like a cylinder type shape. Let's try bunny ears. So let's get a small piece of clay and kind of shape it into an ear. Well, okay. Maybe it's a party hat. Yeah, so put the top shell on and see if it fits inside. Yeah, okay, he'll fit in there. Let's get another piece of clay and use water to keep it squishable. And this one we're gonna kind of pull up on the top edges to make ear shapes. And we can kind of push down on the center of the top of his head so that it looks like ears without having to add another piece. I sketched them all as cats and one bunny, but I think this one looks like an owl shape. So we'll just leave that one. And then for the third one, we'll get another little piece of clay and try actually making a cat. So we'll make it into a cylinder, triangular cylinder, cylindrical triangle, ghost shape. Then get some water and squish down to make ear shapes. Make the ears pointy and maybe one side could be more rounded to be like the body and help it sit in the shell. Well, it looks too big at the bottom, so let's use a knife and cut some off and then kind of round the edges back and smooth out the front. Okay, now for the last one, get another piece of clay and kind of make the same shape as the third one, a ghost shape with a rounded head part. And now let's make some bunny ears. So get a little piece of clay and make a little ear shape. I don't know how they'll stay on. Spoiler alert, they don't stay on. But yeah, just a little triangle shapes for ears and stick them to the head. I use some water to smooth out where you attached them and help it stick. Maybe he's facing sideways. Okay, they're mostly dry, right? Sure. So let's start painting. We need yellow for the lemon shells. So let's get our dirty paint palette and mix up some lemon yellow. That's a very light yellow. Let's add some more yellow. And the lemon shells are painted on the inside too. So we'll just get messy and paint both sides at the same time. Paint the bunny yellow too. Okay, let's try acrylic markers. Let's see, we have super pink and super red. Let's try the super red for the strawberry. This marker works pretty well. But that's a very red for strawberry. Let's actually mix some paint. We'll use brilliant red and white and make like a softer, pinker red. And paint over the strawberry shells. Then let's get some of that into a separate part and mix some more white and make it pinker for the watermelon shells. These we're not painting the inside, and we can touch up the strawberry shells a little. Now we have too much paint left and no animals are red, so let's paint another extra piece of paper with the leftover paint. Day 5. Okay, let's make sure they're dry enough for details. First, we need a light green for around the watermelons. So very carefully draw around the outside with the lightest light green. This is for the light green inside part of the rind where it meets the fruit part. And then we'll do the same thing on the other watermelon shell, but just on the back sides. Then we need a darker green for the outside part of the rind. So very carefully draw around the edges. Next time I think I'll just paint the insides of all of them. You really can't see the shiny part. Now we need the seeds, so we'll use the black marker. These are so small, so just very small marks around all the pink parts of the watermelon. Now let's try painting a creature. Let's try this one with the hat. It's a sloth, and he's wearing a strawberry hat, so let's make him a light brown. Well, that didn't work very well. So let's paint the orange shell. We need a lighter orange for the middle part, and then we'll use this darker one for the edges. This marker was not nice. The red one worked much nicer. It just won't come out, so I just keep shaking it and writing on paper and pushing the top down. And try to paint the orange shells orange. Then use the darker orange and paint the edge like the rind. Make sure to get all the nooks and crevices. Then we need like a light yellow for the orange seeds. So we'll just dot some seeds on the orange. And then we need the strawberry seeds. So we'll use the black marker and draw some strawberry seeds. Then let's try to make the lemon shells a little bit darker, but this marker, well, try to cover it as much as possible. It kind of works. It's like textured. Okay, let's try painting the sloth. It comes out on the paper, so just dip him in the paint. It worked okay. Now for the owl, he also needs to be a light brown. But now the marker is not working at all. It's very frustrating, but I don't want to mix up more paint. It would take too long and be too frustrating. And I want the markers to just work. It's an owl and a sloth, so they have to be light brown. So we'll just keep going and painting and shaking and pushing the top down and shaking and painting on paper. Let's try a different brown. And then it's time for the inside strawberry seeds. So dot some more seeds on the insides of the strawberry shells. And the lemons need seeds. So we'll use this light yellow marker and draw some blobby seed shapes. This marker worked really well, but it's so light, it matches too well to the inside part. Next time, it's okay to use actual paint. Will you remind me? And then we need a darker yellow for the lemon rinds. So we'll go with this one. It's just slightly darker. We don't want it to look like the orange. And then we let it dry a little and paint the inside rind. The markers dry pretty fast, but I still end up with it all over my hands. Every time. My face, sometimes. Okay, let's go back to this cat here. And we'll just keep trying to get it covered by shaking and pressing and shaking and pressing. We'll get there eventually. Now let's look at what we have. Okay, the cat goes with the lemon. No, that doesn't fit. Was it the watermelon? No, it was the orange. Okay, so he goes in there like that. And the owl lives in the watermelon. Move that up there. Okay, and the sloth lives in the strawberry with his strawberry hat. And the bunny lives in the lemon. Wait, no, I'm thinking of something else. The bunny doesn't live in the lemon. Who lives in the lemon? Oh, the owl lives in the lemon. The bunny lives in the orange. Okay, so let's go back to the sloth. He needs a lighter brown for his face and a little bit on his belly. And then maybe we could try drawing on arms. But the marker, yeah. Well, we'll just go over his face again. And give him a light face and belly color. It looks like a Santa hat. Then let's use the darker brown for his little nose. And then let's get our small black markers. They're perfect for faces. And give him some eyes. And his little bear mouth under his nose. Yeah, he's cute. Okay, now we can use this super bright red for his strawberry hat. Oh, maybe he's related to the sloth family. It was a little hard to get in all the little cracks because I didn't smooth it out very well. But that's okay. But just paint it red. And now we need some green leaves. I should have looked at references, but let's just draw green things that look like leaves. Yeah, and then we'll use the tiny black marker for some tiny seeds, because it's a strawberry hat. And then we need some leaves on the strawberry shells. So we'll just kind of draw some 5-leaf shapes around the edges and at the top or the bottom of each shell where they meet together. We need some leaves there too, so we can cover up some of the little edges parts that are hard to cover and make them leaves. Now for the lemon, let's use another light tan color and paint some shadows on the lemon seeds. Oh, that came out a lot. Okay, well, let's set it down and we'll try to make little bubbles by just kind of touching the marker to the shell, and then the paint comes out and it makes bubble seeds. I wish all the markers worked like this one, but that's okay. Let's go back to the cat and try to finish covering him with this gray brown. It probably would have taken way less time to actually mix up some actual paint, but I'm being stubborn and I want the markers to work. So let's try this gray, and we can make him a gray and brown striped cat. So we'll put some gray on his ears. And we'll make some stripes under his face. They don't have arms, so we can kind of wrap the stripes around him and leave the belly brown so it looks like he has arms. And then we can use the light brown that we used for the seeds and paint the insides of his ears and a little belly patch and some more stripes. And then dot on his little nose. And then we get our tiny black marker and give him some eyes and a little mouth. Yeah. Okay. Now let's try the bunny. He lives in an orange. Okay. So he should be a yellow orange. Okay, this marker really does not want to paint a bunny. Marker. Press it down and shake it up, and press it down and shake it up. Okay, well, let's try to finish the owl with this light brown marker, and we can dip him in the paint that comes out on the paper and try to just get him covered at least. But it was very difficult. Okay, let's get our Mod Podge and get these ones that are done and try to stick them in their shells. So the sloth goes in the strawberry with his strawberry hat. Which shell was it? Oh, this one. Okay. So we'll get some glue. And we'll just use our fingers. So we'll put some glue on his head and then put the top on, and then put some more glue at the edges that touch and kind of lean it against him a little bit so that it all stays together. Yeah, like that. And then set it down very carefully. Okay. And then watermelon cat. Which one does he sit in? This one. So stick him in the glue on the bottom part, and then put him in his bottom shell where he sits, and then put it down on the table, and then put some glue, and then put the top on. Okay. Day 6. So the Mod Podge worked really well. So now let's try the owl and try to cover him with some more paint. I used multiple different brown markers. That didn't help very much. Maybe I should store these upside down or something. But they came right side up. Maybe they want to lay flat. I don't know. But I kept trying and trying and trying. Trying to make the marker be a marker. Trying to paint the owl. Paint, paint, paint. Shake, shake, shake. And press, press, press. I sped this up times 1400. It took forever. Okay, now we're ready for some details. So let's use a darker brown and do some squiggles like his feathers. And some around his ears to kind of give it an owl shape. And his little nose. And some more dark brown on his ears. I don't know, it kind of looks like a cat now. But that's okay. We'll get our eyes marker and give him some big owl eyes. Yeah, okay, it's an owl. Let's make sure that he fits in the shell, this one. And then Mr. Bunny, I don't know. This darker yellow marker works pretty well, so I guess he's gonna be this color instead. Sometimes we let the markers decide. So cover his little ears with this yellow-orange marker. And then okay, well, we processed the broken ears and we're just gonna paint them, all 3 pieces of the bunny, a bit angrily, and then we'll glue it together. So this gold marker works really well, so we'll just make him a gold bunny. See how well these markers work? Comes out all nice and juicy and covers it right up. There. And then we'll paint his ears gold. He has golden ears. He's a golden bunny. Okay, some little touch-ups. And then we'll try to glue them back together. I don't remember which ear was which. I should have. I don't know. We'll just stick them on. So dip an ear in the glue and just stick them on there. Wait, that doesn't look like how they were. Oh well, that's how they are now. So we gotta put his ears on so he can hear. So we'll just put them there and just put a bunch of glue on it and set it down and see what happens. Now let's seal the rest of the strawberry sloth. So we'll just stick our brush in the glue and just paint it all over. Inside the shell and behind the sloth and his little hat and all over the outside. Oh, okay, well, we'll just turn it upside down and paint the back. At least it didn't break apart when it fell. Okay, and then we'll do the same for a watermelon cat and just paint all over it. All the little nooks and crannies. Now it's time for a lemon owl. So we'll get some glue and paint the bottom shell and then stick owl in it. And then paint his head and put the top shell on. And put lots of extra glue where the shells meet. This one isn't sitting as nicely, but that's okay. Now it's time to finish the bunny. So he's gold now, so let's try this lighter brown for the inside of his ears and his little nose. Oh. Little nose. There's a little nose. And our eyes marker. And give him some little eyes and a mouth. Now he's facing forward again because his ears got changed. And now we can put him inside his orange shell. So we'll get some more glue with our fingers and stick him in there, and then put some on his head and put the top shell on, and very carefully and then put him right there. Now let's see if they're dry. The lemon is dry. The watermelon got a little stuck to the mat, and the bunny is dry. We need the lemon shells, so let's seal up the lemon shells and the orange shells and the bunny. Get all the little nooks and crannies, and between his ears and around the shell, and some extra glue where they meet. Hooray! And there they are. Strawberry sloth, lemon owl, watermelon cat, and orange bunny. This was kind of fun. It took longer than I thought it would for things so small. They turned out cute, and I have an idea for what to do with them, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Have a happy day.